iPhone 17e release date expectations, pricing estimations, and upgrades. What we currently know. Apple is rumored to follow up the iPhone 16e with an iPhone 17e in spring 2026. The new model is expected to continue being Apple's lower-cost alternative, hovering significantly below the base flagship iPhone. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the iPhone 17e, codenamed V159, would emerge in the first half of 2026 with Apple's latest A19 CPU, replicating the performance of the standard iPhone 17. Reports from the Elec and other Korean media say the phone will share the same 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED panel from the iPhone 14 or 16e as a cost-saving tactic. Other reports indicate the iPhone 17e will also incorporate the dynamic island and a revamped industrial design more in line with the iPhone 15. The iPhone 17e will likely start at roughly $599, same as the 16e, while Apple's dependence on Samsung and LG for panels given both recent legal defeats could result in higher price. Expectations are for a single 48 megapixels back camera, a 12 megapixels, or even the new 18 megapixels front camera from the iPhone 17 series, and a design upgrade to make the 17e a better fit for Apple's current lineup. Apple is likely to reveal the iPhone 17e in spring 2026, unlike the iPhone 16e, which premiered in February 2025. While some leaks claimed a February 2026 release, numerous sources including Bloomberg and the Elec suggest it may arrive slightly later, around April or May 2026. Reports from earlier in 2025 revealed that Apple has already begun trial production for the iPhone 17e in April 2025, suggesting that development is on schedule for that spring window. The major point here is that Apple is going to an annual upgrade cadence for its entry-level iPhone, unlike the SE series, which skipped years. Industry expert Ming-Chi Kuo, a reliable source for Apple goods, anticipates Apple to continue this yearly cycle, with the iPhone 18e expected to appear alongside the ordinary iPhone 18 in the first half of 2027. This is part of Apple's new split launch plan, where base and E models emerge in the spring, roughly 6 months after the autumn introduction of the Pro series, enabling the company keep interest in its smartphone selection throughout the year. The iPhone 17e is projected to start at $599 in the US. Matching the iPhone 16e, however, Apple's display supply chain could affect costs. A Samsung BOE legal conflict may limit Apple's access to cheaper BOE panels, thus rising production costs. What to anticipate from the iPhone 17e? 1. Apple Store. Typically no discounts, although trade-in credits could cut the effective price by $100 to $200 depending on product. Carriers. U.S. carriers like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile frequently offer free with trade-in deals on base iPhones. Anticipate comparable promotions for the 17e too. Retailers. Amazon and Best Buy may run $50 to $100 gift card promos at launch, like they did with the iPhone 16e. Compared to the iPhone 16e, which has a 48 megapixels camera at the rear side and a 12 megapixels front snapper, the 17e could inherit Apple's new 18 megapixels front sensor present in the iPhone 17 range. This would greatly improve selfies and video calls, and has the potential to be the iPhone 17e's best selling point. On the software side, the iPhone 17e will likely miss out on camera control and advanced Pro features like Pro RAW and log video recording, which remain restricted to higher-tier models. Video capture is believed to be capped at 4K at 60 frames per second, just like the iPhone 17. Competitors at this pricing, Pixel 9a, Galaxy S25 FE, offer more versatile configurations, ultra-wide, telephoto. Apple instead concentrates on computational photography and consistency, which carried the iPhone 16e to decent results despite its single-lens architecture. Like the iPhone 16e, the 17e is not likely to have a 1 terabytes. It will presumably still start at 128 gigs to keep the price as cheap as possible, with 256 gigs and 512 gigs options for a higher price. At $599, this is competitive with rivals. However, some Android smartphones in the same category start at 256 gigs. iCloud integration compensates this for many people, but if you are a power user, you may find it restricting. The iPhone 17e is expected to feature a new design, adopting the style of the iPhone 15 instead of recycling the older iPhone 14 chassis, as the 16e did. One major change could be the launch of the dynamic island, replacing the notch and making the 16e the last iPhone to sport it. However, several display-related leaks hint that the 17e might employ the same panel as its predecessor, meaning the changeover from the notch to the dynamic island may not happen after all. Apple also incorporated a modest adjustment to the iPhone's edges with the iPhone 15 series, making them tapered to increase comfort during prolonged use, so it is safe to expect the same from the iPhone 17e. Materials are expected to remain cost-conscious, with glass front and rear panels and an aluminum frame. Black and white will probably be the primary color selections. We also expect the more rounded corners of the iPhone 15, which should give the iPhone 17e an appearance that's more harmonious with the existing models. Reports say that the iPhone 17e will reuse the Super Retina XDR OLED panel first unveiled with the iPhone 14, the same one that previously powered the iPhone 16e. This means the screen will remain at 6.1 inches with a typical 60Hz display refresh rate. The ProMotion 120Hz refresh rate will be reserved for the top model. Given that the panel is the same as last time, brightness should likewise remain the same, peaking at 1200 nits. 7. iPhone 17e battery. Battery information for the iPhone 17e have not yet leaked, but it is believed to stay similar to the iPhone 16e, which came with a battery capacity of roughly 4,000 milliamps. Charging speeds will likely be constrained at 20 watt for cable charging. Apple promises 50% in 30 minutes. As for wireless charging, there are no speculations of MagSafe or QI2 support coming with the iPhone 17e so yet. If these are actually the charging and battery specs, they will remain distinguishing the budget model from the flagship iPhones, which now support quicker charging speeds. Despite the limited hardware, though, the A19 chip should provide some efficiency gains that may boost battery life slightly compared to the iPhone 16e. The iPhone 17e will come with iOS 26, and it is believed to have at least some Apple Intelligence features that Apple is introducing across its devices. However, it is probable that the complete set of AI functions will be limited to higher-end models. The A19's neural engine and GPU neural accelerators might increase local AI, enabling a more powerful on-device Siri and Apple Intelligence features. Face ID will remain the primary biometric identification mechanism, although premium features such as the Action button are not expected to appear here. Software support should be extensive, with Apple's track record suggesting that the iPhone 17e will receive iOS updates long into the early 2030s. The iPhone 17e will likely be powered by the A19 chip, the same chipset used in the iPhone 17 series. To differentiate the budget model, Apple may ship it with one fewer GPU core, like it did with the iPhone 16e with the A18 processor. The quantity of RAM has not been revealed yet, but we predict 8 GB combined with 128 GB, 256 GB, or 512 GB of storage. The phone will still contain 5G, Wi-Fi 6, or potentially Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and it will come with a USB-C. With these components, the iPhone 17e should perform well for regular use, such as surfing, social media, and video conversations, but it will not offer the multitasking headroom or gaming stability of the Pro models. Now the big question is, should I wait for iPhone 17e? You should wait for iPhone 17e if you are seeking for the most cheap method to buy a brand new iPhone with the latest A19 CPU. If you are already using an earlier iPhone, such as the SE, iPhone 11, or iPhone 12, waiting for the 17e will give you a substantial increase in performance, better cameras, and a more modern design with the dynamic island, all while promising years of software updates. For those who value long-term support and want a brand new iPhone that feels new without spending over too much, the 17e could be the sweet spot. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.